What's up? Welcome back to our channel.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Brooke. So what we're going to go ahead and talk about today is our flipping goats.
Alright, so if you guys would like to see more content like this, just go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We pretty much post all videos about either our everyday life and things that we do on our journey to financial independence, because the plan is to eventually retire early.
So we did like a little side hustle a while back ago where we initially just had moved in and we noticed our neighbor had a bunch of goats. So we're like, what do you think about it?
So how we got started is we have a half-acre backyard, and we are cheap and decided to buy a push mower.
Well,
so it's like a self-propelled thing, but it's a half acre, so you're walking back and forth a million times, and it's hot out here in Texas. So yeah, we ended up doing that. Well, I ended up doing that.
I helped you a bunch of times.
And
it grows fast is the thing. It rains and it's thick grass, like weeds, and it's not your typical like Arizona thin grass. But we were sick of cutting it. Looking into those riding lawnmowers on $2 grand, $3 grand. So.
I was sick of cutting it. So yes, we looked into the lawnmowers, and those are very expensive, and we are cheap. They're not too expensive. You can probably buy a used one for about $600-700, but we already paid like $250 for our lawnmower, so we weren't going to do that.
And mainly because we don't plan on staying here. If we were staying, sure, let's invest into one. But the fact we're not, we don't need to, because we're not going to be using a riding lawnmower in Arizona with those tiny yards. So when
we first moved in, our neighbor, he has like one of the fences you could see through, I guess. I don't know what kind of fence that is.
Those black metal ones, the wrought iron.
So yeah, and you could hit goats in his backyard.
Nanny goats that are like miniature ponies, and he had even a sheep back there, and
he did,
chickens, and a little rabbit coop thing.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, he did all that in his backyard because he has about the same size backyard as us. And then
ours is a little bigger.
He used to always ask it. He would always be like, I'll have my goats go over there and cut your grass for you. I'll have my goats go cut your grass. So
that's his imitation of our neighbor.
Yeah, so we ended up, I looked into goats and got on Craigslist and looked into goats.
Right.
So we got on Craigslist, and I found 2 male goats for $50 each.
And they're little babies. They're so cute. We'll insert a picture. Oh no.
We got 2 male ones, and then we let them roam the backyard, of course.
We'll insert a little video too. The dogs didn't
did not do well with them.
Are you okay? Oh baby!
He just stopped chasing them. Milo, relax. So we eventually had to do something else, but the main thing is we bought these goats for $50, and then literally when we got them, I got on Craigslist, and I've seen that other goats were going for $80 to $100. So immediately we posted these goats on Craigslist for $80 each.
We're just trying to flip them.
So they ate it in our backyard for like 3-4 days.
But the problem was we bought the wrong goats. These were baby goats, and their stomachs were like, what, this big or something? We needed the right goats that are grazing goats, and we just got like little
all
baby
goats
ones.
Eat grass, so I don't know what she's talking about, but yeah, we got little Nigerian.
You told us we got the wrong ones.
We got Nigerian dwarf goats, and they still ate grass, so
exactly.
We ended up getting those. We sold those a couple days later for $80 each, and then I was looking on Craigslist again. I was like, dang, that was a quick $60 that I made for not doing anything. So we got on Craigslist again, and then I found this guy in Austin who had 3 goats.
I feel like you're skipping another time.
No, it's the same time.
Boy, you sure skipped the horrible car ride part.
We'll get there.
Should we insert it? I don't think we should show that.
We're gonna show
That's
it.
disgusting.
So
They pooped all in the back of my old car. Thank God we brought the gross car.
Yeah.
Or not gross, but the old one. That's not new.
So Brooke has an old car, a 1998 Lexus.
97.
97 Lexus. So yeah, it's super old. So we were like, let's take this, go pick up the goats, we'll just put them in the back. So we did that with our first 2 goats. We got them, and then bam, sold them a couple days later for $80. So we ended up spending 100 and we ended up getting 160. So then I was looking on Craigslist and I found another guy who was selling 3 goats, 2 little ones, and a mom nanny one. So we bought those for like 175-ish.
Yeah.
We were like barely in the hole, a couple dollars on it. So we had them, and when we got them, we realized we had to separate our backyard. So we cut our backyard in half, which will show you guys the photo of it.
Well, you skipped that first part. We had opened our backyard because the neighbor was like, let me.
We didn't do that until our last ones.
What's that?
Yep. So
Because I thought we had
didn't
them all
skip a
mixed
part
together.
yet. No, that wasn't until our last ones with our brown goats.
Not bad then. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead.
So we ended up getting these goats, and then we realized that our dogs didn't like the goats. So we ended up splitting our backyard in half with some poles and everything and some fence.
The chicken wire fence.
Yeah, so we did that. Then after that, they kept eating it. So 3 of them over there, and we posted them. They were all 3 females, and females obviously sell more than the males. One
Did we
was a
get a
male.
castrated on?
One was a male.
They put rubber bands around his balls.
Yeah, one was a male actually. So we took him, all 3 of them. We had them in the backyard, and then we ended up posting. I posted both those females for 150, and then the male for 100. So we ended up selling all 3 of those right away too. People came and got them. So
They were wanting to buy the neighbor's goats. Like, oh, those are
yeah,
for
they
sale.
wanted to buy the neighbor's goats as well, but we didn't. We actually sold one of his goats.
Yeah,
for
we
him
did.
because he was like, "You guys are getting 150 for your goats. I'm only getting mine for. I can only sell them for like $40
He
at
would go to the
auction."
auctions, though, right?
Yeah, he would go to like auctions for livestock and stuff like that. I don't know how that works, but yeah, he was buying like bottle baby ones and taking care of them. But he
So
was paying
tiny. I have pictures of
he was paying like $50 for these bottle babies, and yeah,
They're tiny, like little dogs.
and some of them weren't living the whole time, some of them were, but yeah. So we ended up selling those 3 and made like we were up to like $400 after those 3 because 150 for both the females and then 100 for the male, and they all sold them the same day. They came to get the females, and then they were like, we might as well take the male too. So we ended up selling all those. So we were about 400. So now we're about 230-ish in profit. So we looked online again and we found more goats, and they were selling these female goats for $50 each. So we went and bought those. When we bought those, we came back and we opened up our backyard to our neighbor's backyard so that we could have more goats eating our grass, because just the little bit we were doing and how fast we were selling them, we needed more back there. So
And our fence, like the style of it. We didn't open like the entire. If you've seen a picture of our yard, which we'll put it in there, a bunch of pictures for this one. It's all connected like in chunks. So it's like a wood panel, and we just removed one of the panels. So it wasn't a large amount, but enough where the goats could come through about 20 feet or so. But it was a good amount.
yeah, like a 10, 15
15.
foot section.
Yeah.
And then the goats would just walk through that, and they'd travel between my backyard and then my neighbor's backyard.
They were so loud.
So yeah, well, so you guys could hear them. Things were annoying, but yeah. So we did that, and then we had those goats for quite a while. They were these. We actually bought one, and she was really pretty. She had like blue eyes, brown and black, and it's probably weird to call
She's
goats pretty,
sweet.
but
She was really sweet.
yeah, she was really sweet. Well, I went to work one day. We had them for like 4 or 5 days, and I came home from work, and
Well, the neighbor, he was the nicest neighbor. He's moved out now. He's renting the house. But he was like, anytime you were out in the yard, he was wanting to chit chat, and he was just the coolest guy ever. So anywho, he was carrying around this little tiny brown goat. I was like, oh, you got another goat? And he said, yeah, it looks just like your mama. And I was like, kind of putting 2 to 2 together. He said, here's your goat. I've been taking care of her all morning. I was like, what are you talking about? We only have big ones. She was pregnant. We didn't even know we bought a pregnant goat. So we got the cutest little blue-eyed miniature version of her, and it was the coolest thing. So. When he got home, it was funny.
I came home from work, and Brooke was like, look, the neighbor got another goat. And I didn't even think twice about it. I was like, oh, cool. And she was like, yeah, it looks just like ours. And I was like, yeah, it does. That's cool. And then she said it again, yeah, just like ours. And I was like, cool, I get it. You said it like before, relax. And she was like, babe, it looks like ours. And I was like, okay. And she was like,
our goat,
our goat had a baby. And I was like, oh, okay.
When you're not
then.
expecting it, can you imagine buying a dog and it gives birth? Like, it just catches you off guard. Like, cool.
So then I was like, oh, cool. And then, yeah, I took pictures with the little thing. And then
Yeah.
we kept those ones for almost about a month.
It was so cute.
Yeah, we kept those ones for about a month.
So cute.
And then we ended up selling all 3 of those females for $150 each again. Because the goats eventually ate all the grass, mine and his, all the bushes, all the tree,
That was so annoying. Oh my
everything. They ate everything.
They're still dead. Like,
But
they broke the
didn't,
twigs.
they didn't eat the house or like.
Just jumped on
We
the
put them
windows.
on the opposite side of like our AC unit, so they would jump on the window and like chill there, and they ate
Like
all
on the window
bushes.
ledge, like just chilling on that side of the house.
Yeah.
How did it?
So they did that. Yeah, so we ended up selling all 3 of those for $150 again. So we went from about $230 to about another $450. So we were up almost $800, pretty close to that.
That was our end profit. Was
$230.
800.
Yeah, $230 profit plus $450. What is that?
I don't remember all those numbers. How you're doing that?
$680, so almost $700.
But we
Yeah.
definitely made 800 profit.
Oh, and one thing that happened is we got the $300 cash, right? Boom, sitting here. And we left it on the table. We go to the store.
No, he left it on the table. I would never leave 300 just sitting on the table.
In our own house, why not? So we go to the store and we come back, and all the money is eaten by Simba.
Not
Eaten
all.
Well, a good like $100.
200 was left fine. They were all in $20 bills, mind
So
you.
our dog ate our money, and oof.
I fixed it. This one had a temper tantrum and lost his mind. So
Ate my money.
I was putting together these tiny little pieces. Some of them were like just he had torn in half. I don't know why. This dog is so spoiled, has so many toys. But I'm talking about my hand. So yeah, it was a mess. But I was able to, out of the $100 he tore up, we lost $20 of it. The rest I was able to tape, and you toss that bad boy in an ATM. Whoever got that taped up bill, sorry, but we were able to get that money back. Because you can't give someone at the cash register that cash. So the ATM took it, and we just lost $20.
Yep. We ended up profiting a good amount of money off just flipping goats. You can pretty much flip anything. Our washer broke, and Brooke posted on OfferUp, and we got $50 for it. You know?
Was it 50?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was 50. I had it listed for like 85, and he just talked me
And
down.
turned around and got it for 50. She
broken
sold
washing machine.
old PSP games and
Oh yeah.
PlayStation games, just everything you can literally
Random
turn and flip.
OfferUp, Craigslist, Let Go,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Easy money. Money. So that's pretty much our story about our goats. We'll insert other videos of our car rides and then banging and us banging back at them and then the dogs loving them. And
Oh, it's so funny.